this term, resident, is different for tax purposes as compared to the immigration purposes. This means that you can be an Australian resident for tax purposes even though you are not an Australian citizen or a permanent resident. So Australia follows a progressive tax system, which means the more you earn, the higher income tax you pay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Neha and you're watching Immi Australia. I have not posted a video on YouTube for a while because I was not doing well, but now that my health is perfectly all right, I am back. The second thing that I wanted to talk about was, I am sure by the time you're watching this video, I would be at 10k subscribers. So either I would have already achieved 10,000 subscribers or it might just be right out there. So I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for supporting me. It has been a long journey and I've uploaded so many useful videos. And finally, that number is really encouraging. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification icon so that I get motivated to upload more such videos. All right, let's talk about today's video. So in today's video, I will be talking about the income tax system here in Australia. So this is useful for all of you who are living in Australia or if you're planning to move to Australia. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. Now, whether you're a working professional in Australia, a student, or just curious to know about the Australian taxation system, I'm sure this video will be helpful to all of you. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details, let's cover the basics. So in Australia, income tax is a key source of government revenue, funding essential services like healthcare, education and infrastructure. It's collected by the Australian Taxation Office, which is often abbreviated as ATO. The financial year starts on the 1st of July and continues till the 30th of June for the next year. So we have just entered a new financial year here in Australia, which started on the 1st of July 2023. Now, the biggest question is, who pays taxes in Australia? So you will have to pay taxes in Australia if you are considered a resident for tax purposes here. Now remember, this term, resident, is different for tax purposes as compared to the immigration purposes. This means that you can be an Australian resident for tax purposes even though you are not an Australian citizen or a permanent resident. How can you calculate if you are a resident for tax purposes or not? It can be calculated on the ATO's website using one of the 4 residency tests. These 4 tests are the resides test, domicile test, 183 days test, and the superannuation test. I will add a link in the description below that you can use to check if you are a resident for Australian tax purposes or not. But if I have to oversimplify all of this, if you are working in Australia, you will be most probably considered as a resident for tax purposes. Or if you live in Australia for more than half of a financial year, you will be considered as a resident for tax purposes. But as always, I have oversimplified this. Terms and conditions apply. I am not an authorized financial advisor or a chartered accountant, so do not take this as legal advice. This is just my opinion. Check out the link in the description to know more about it. How is your income tax calculated? So your income tax is calculated based on your taxable income, which includes your salary, your wages, your business income, your rental income. So if you have multiple properties and you have rented some of them out, you need to pay taxes on your rental income and many more. Keep in mind that not all income is taxable. So certain government benefits and allowances might not subject to tax, which is a good thing, of course. Now let's talk about the tax brackets here in Australia. So Australia follows a progressive tax system, which means the more you earn, the higher income tax you pay, which is something which is standard across most of the countries around the globe. So the current tax bracket is displayed on the screen, but it ranges somewhere between 0% to 45%. It is important to know which tax bracket you would fall into so that you can accurately calculate your income tax. Deductions and rebates. Now don't worry, it's not all about paying huge amounts of taxes. There are ways to reduce your tax liability too. Now, deductions and rebates play a crucial role. Deductions are anything that you can claim back related to your work. So any expenses that you can claim back related to your work, such as if you have a uniform for work and you pay for that, you can claim that in taxes. If you travel for work, you can claim that back. Again, all of these are subjective to your particular case, so always consult a professional. And rebates, on the other hand, are ways to reduce the amount of tax you owe to the government. Now that you know which tax bracket you lie into, and you know your deductions and rebates, let's talk about how do you file your income tax return. So you will submit an income tax return almost every year, and most people do this electronically through the 8 years online portal. The deadline is usually the 31st of October. Make sure you have all the deductions, income records, and everything ready to ensure an accurate filing. Now, my advice over here is to take the help of a professional, a CA. We have been doing it over the past 5 years, and it is really helpful because you don't even know what things you can claim for rebate or deductions. They know this well because they are professionals. The amount you pay to a CA as a fees can be claimed in the next financial year cycle. So technically, you do not pay anything to the CA. Let's say I paid $50 to my CA this year to do my taxes. I can claim that money next year and can get it in my tax return. So I would highly advise or encourage you to get a CA to file your taxes, especially if you have multiple streams of income, rental properties, or you're new to Australia. Definitely take the help of a professional. Whew, that was a lot of information, but this information about the income tax system in Australia is crucial for financial planning and compliance. Now, before I wrap up and let you go, here are a few quick tips. Always keep detailed records of your income and expenses for the entire financial year. Don't wait to file your income tax return. Keep doing it throughout the year. Stay abreast the latest changes in the tax laws. I usually share that on my Instagram. So if you have not followed me on Instagram, my Instagram ID is right now on the screen. Go follow me there for all the latest tax updates. And when in doubt, as I said, please consider consulting a tax professional. It will not burn a hole in your pocket, but it will save you a lot of money and hassle. So if you found this video useful, which I'm sure you did, give it a big fat thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification icon. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section, and I will see you in my next video. Stay safe. Bye.